When you see the news about the Israeli-Palestinian situation, you're learning basically about what the terrorists are doing, what fanatics are doing, what extremists are doing. You never hear about the positive people-to-people exchanges that are going on. And the purpose of our film is to document citizen diplomacy efforts in the Middle East and in Israel, and particularly sister city programs. I'm Steve Kalishman. I'm the director of the Gainesville Kfar Saba Qalqilya Sister City Program, a unique three-way relationship with an Israeli and a Palestinian city and a U.S. city. And our goal with this film is to promote this concept and to pair every Israeli and Palestinian city with a U.S. city and to create permanent relationships, because you can't have normal relations between countries unless you have normal relationships between the people of those countries. This citizen diplomacy, in our opinion, is the only real chance we have to create security and peace in that area. There actually are 8 Palestinian and Israeli cities that have been paired on paper, but no exchanges have occurred between them because of the political situation there. However, we found that if a U.S. city becomes involved in these relationships, it makes it much easier to have these exchanges. And that's why we think that if we can pair all of the Israeli and Palestinian cities with the U.S. city, we could see a lot more activity, more cultural exchange, more relationships developing, which could lead to a situation that the politicians would feel safe in taking risks and making decisions that would be politically risky otherwise, that could create meaningful change in the region. There are a lot of issues that are separating the Israelis and the Palestinians politically, but I believe the bottom line is security. And military force, peacekeeping troops, they're not going to create the security. That's never worked. What's going to create the security is relationships among the people. And I believe that this project, this film, can promote this concept of three-way sister city programs and create the change that we want to see there. On September 25th of this year, we're taking a delegation to Kfar Saba and Qalqilya. The mayor of Gainesville will be leading the delegation. We're going to have people from our schools that are setting up exchanges with schools over there, and we're taking a famous West Coast hip-hop group, the Luminaries, to perform there with their positive message. And Peter Yarrow from Peter, Paul and Mary is going to do performances while we're there. This is a story about people coming together despite physical and political barriers to create meaningful relationships and the change we want to see. This is not an idea that we're going to try out here to see if it's going to work. You know, Gainesville in 1982 started the first U.S.-Soviet Sister City program, and we've helped over 200 U.S. and Soviet cities form similar relationships, which I believe led to the thawing of relations and the end of the Cold War. This film will help us do the same thing with Israeli and Palestinian cities. We need your help to make this film because we believe that it can promote the concept of three-way sister city programs and citizen diplomacy, which will create the change that we would like to see.